Goodness me, is it February already? Well, no, it isn't, is it? It's just the end of January, but it's almost February already. I can't believe it. Where's the year gone? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, BookTime with Elvis, with me, Mark, and I hope so much you're doing well. And I have a TBR or pile of possibilities video for you for the month of February. I would say it's more of a TBR in the sense that these are, well, I'm committed at least to reading most of them. So, well, I'm committed actually to reading all of them. So it's a definite TBR. Now, obviously, things can be complicated a little bit by the fact that I've yet to finish. I'm recording this on the 28th of January 2024, and I've yet to finish War and Peace. I've just hit over the halfway mark, so it could delay, have some impact on my February reading plans. But we'll dive right in. There are a couple of events going on which I will get to in good time. One of them, well, I suppose it's a mini event. It's a group read, and it's a group read of Robert W. Chambers's The King in Yellow. And the read is hosted by Vin from Revenant Reads. Luckily, it's not a particularly large book, so it should hopefully be polished off in a day or two at most. I don't know too much about it. With its strange, imaginative blend of horror, science fiction, romance, and lyrical prose, Chambers' The King in Yellow is a classic masterpiece of weird fiction. The series of vaguely connected stories is linked by the presence of a monstrous and suppressed book which brings fright, madness, and spectral tragedy to all those who read it. An air of futility and doom pervade these pages like a sweet, insidious poison. Dare you read it? Well, I'm not sure now, actually, so I'm not sure I should, but yeah, well, we'll give it a go. The man up, right? Oh, probably can't say that, sorry. You know what I mean. And then Vin's hosting another group read, actually, which we've been doing each year now since I've been on BookTube. I think we started off with Herodotus, and we've done Thucydides and Xenophon, and this year we're doing Polybius and his histories. I'll be reading it from the, if you can see there, the Oxford World Classics version, and I think most of the others are as well. It's translated by Robin Waterfield. I like Robin Waterfield. He did, for me, I think, a very decent translation as well, from what I've read, although I've yet to read the whole thing of Herodotus's histories. So yeah, it should be good. But I've read others of his work. And then that links in, I think, as well with Historathon. And I have, I suppose, yeah, I'm not sure. I think in the Historathon sense, these books are Q1 books. Now, I've already read one of them, which is this Lives of the Ancient Egyptians by Toby Wilkinson, which I did for my Patreon book club, and it was really good, thoroughly enjoyable. Next up, I will read throughout February and March. This is for Historathon. I will be reading also John Julius Norwich's Cities That Shaped the Ancient World. He's the editor there, so it includes essays on ancient cities by a host of historians. So yeah, I think that would be really interesting. I tried to flip through some of it last year, but I didn't have a chance to read the whole thing. But there's quite a few cities featured here. I don't know if you can see there on the back, some of them there, so quite a few. Should be interesting. And what fits in nicely with that as well, which I've also started this month, is Philip Matijac's The Lost Cities of the Ancient World, which I've been reading on ebook. Though it seems like it's a lovely book with nice photographs and things, and it's by the same publisher as the Egyptians one. So I might like to get a copy of that. It might be nice to have around. The first few entries on that were extremely interesting already. So I'm looking forward to that. Also up in for Historathon through February and March, depending on how things go, of course, with War and Peace, is something else I've also made a start on, and so far is very good. But I'm just, everything's kind of piling on, so I'm not sure of the finish times. It doesn't bother me too much if I have pauses in non-fiction books, really. I can go in and out of them. So I have started the wonderful Persians, The Age of the Great Kings by Lloyd Llewellyn-Jones, which, so far seems extremely interesting. I think I've done the first 3 chapters of that already, hence probably why I have only got over halfway through War and Peace. Next up is a book I've been meaning to get to for a while, and it fits perfectly with the first quarter of Historathon, and it was sent to me by one of you, and it's David Damrosch's The Buried Book, the loss and rediscovery of the great epic of Gilgamesh. So I think that will be jolly interesting indeed. I look forward to getting my teeth into that. And then for this month, in the Patreon for February, in the Patreon book club, I have another book that fits in with Historathon 2024. We have one fiction and one non-fiction book each month, and this month's non-fiction book will be The Greek Way by Edith Hamilton. I'm looking forward to reading that. I've heard only good things. And next up for the Patreon book club in the fiction section, obviously can't get enough of the Russians, is Ivan Goncharov's Oblomov, which I'm really looking forward to reading as well. I thoroughly enjoyed The Same Old Story, which he wrote and I read last year. So that will be, I'm sure that's going to be very good too. And then, of course, the event to end all events for the month of February is Holmes is Where the Heart Is, of which I consider myself lucky to be a co-host, along with Jim from Mystery and Mayhem, Randy from The Literate Texan, and Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads. The event is split over 4 weeks. The first week looking at a Sherlock Holmes novel from the canon. I think we're doing an informal group read of The Sign of the Four, which will be for us in week 1. Then there'll be a short story. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet, but I've got several versions of Holmes. For example, even this, the complete Sherlock Holmes from Vintage, with all the short stories in there. I'm tempted to revisit the Red-Headed League, but to be honest, you can read certainly more than one short story, so I probably will. I have a few Penguin English Library collections as well, which will be fun. Then week 3 is Pastiche, and I will select some stories from Otto Penzler's big book of Sherlock Holmes stories, which includes quite a raft of interesting writers, if you can see there, including Conan Doyle himself. So I think that would be very interesting. And then I just have a problem at the moment with the final week, which is Legacy, and it's books inspired by Sherlock Holmes. I'm thinking possibly going down the Nero Wolfe path, but I haven't decided yet. So you'll have to watch this space with regards to that. Should you be interested, of course, in reading any of the Patreon book choices, please feel free to check out my Patreon. All links and things, of course, are down below. And I thank, as always, my patrons, and, of course, you as well, my viewers. Thank you ever so much for watching. Let me know in the comments as well what you plan to read in February, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky in your mind.